We can dive in all different types of water, but the two main types are fresh and salt. We know that salt water diving requires more weight and maintenance. That's because salt makes the water denser, which means we need more weight to become negatively buoyant. Also, the salt in the water gets into everything and must be rinsed off, or it will corrode our gear. So what does salt water have to do with us as Christians? Let's find out together. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 13, Jesus said, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing, but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men." Why would Jesus compare his followers to salt? In order to understand this, we have to understand how salt was used in those days. Salt was expensive and valuable. It was so valuable people were even paid in salt at times. That's where the expression "worth your weight in salt" comes from. But salt wasn't a one-trick pony. Salt was used to preserve meat from spoiling, prevent disease and infection, and yes, season food. Since we swim with others in the sea of humanity, we may ask why God would cover 75% of the earth in salt water. We can't even drink it without getting thirstier and dehydrated. I think that's the point. We, as the church, are not of this world, and so we will not sustain the life that is of this world. We seek to bring new life to this world. The church was put in place to keep the world from spoiling. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9 tells us, "The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" The church should be making it harder and harder for the lost to descend within the water, while the weight of their sin will get greater and greater. The church would become denser and denser to hold them up. The world would have two choices. 1. Rinse us off and go back to their life of sin. Or 2. Be baptized and drink from the fountain of life, which gives living water. And that is Jesus Christ. In Matthew chapter 16, verses 11 and 12, Jesus said, "How is it you do not understand that I did not speak to you concerning bread, but to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees?" Then they understood that he did not tell them to beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and Sadducees. The church should also be preventing false doctrine from infecting others. This explains why grain offerings were to contain salt as ordered in Leviticus chapter 2, verse 13. "And every offering of your grain offering you shall season with salt. You shall not allow the salt of the covenant of your God to be lacking from your grain offering. With all your offerings you shall offer salt." However, instead of increasing the density in the sea of humanity, it seems the church is being filtered out or even watered down. So the sea of humanity is now brackish. This means those of this world are sinking faster, with less weight than before, because the church isn't there holding it up. So Christian, it's time to put that bumper sticker to good use and live that salt life. Stay salty, church. I pray that this message has encouraged you. For full messages, please visit us at the Canton Covenant Group channel. Thank you, and dive safe.